Welcome back to F1 In Lap. All weekend, the question was whether McLaren's upgrade was the real deal. Well, here's your answer. Lando Norris has taken pole for the Hungarian Grand Prix, and he's done it by the narrowest margin you'll ever see, 12 thousandths of a second, snatching it from Lewis Hamilton's Ferrari. That's the end of Mercedes' pole streak, and at a track where overtaking is almost impossible, the man on pole holds the aces, but this one isn't settled yet. Kimi Antonelli qualified fourth and is now under investigation. Max Verstappen spun away his shot, and Aston Martin finally got one of those upgraded cars into Q2. So let's break down how the grid actually fell. Let's take a look. Let's start where the pressure was highest, Q1, because the drop zone tells you plenty. Out went Oliver Behrman, Carlos Sainz, Alexander Albon, Lance Stroll, Valtteri Bottas, and Sergio Perez. Now, Stroll going out early is one to note, and we'll come back to Aston Martin, but the real head scratcher is Behrman. He's usually about 2/10 quicker than Esteban Ocon, yet here he ended up nearly half a second slower than his teammate. That's a big swing, and not the day he'd have wanted. Into Q2, and this is where Aston Martin's story lifts a little. Everyone in this group was on fresh 2-lap softs, so it's a fair fight, and Fernando Alonso dragged the B-spec car into Q2, out-qualifying both Williams and his own teammate. It's still short of the point-scoring midfield, but this was the team's smallest qualifying gap to the pace all season. That's measured progress from the new package, not a breakthrough. Alongside him, Liam Lawson, Pierre Gasly, Franco Colapinto, Gabriel Bortoleto, and Ocon all bowed out here. Now the main event, Q3. Everyone flat out on fresh softs, nothing left on the table, so this is the cleanest read on pure pace. Norris banked a 117.207, and Hamilton fell just 12 thousandths short. Behind them, Leclerc and Antonelli were within 3/10. Piastri and Verstappen next up, and look at Isaac Hadjar in 8th, doing it on a used 5-lap soft. Tidy work. So where was that pole actually won? Here's the catch I teased. Hamilton was fastest in Sector 1 and fastest in Sector 3. Norris only topped the middle sector. So how does Lando end up on pole? Consistency. He had no weak link, stitching together a lap with no soft spot while Hamilton left just a sliver on the table in the middle of the lap. That's how you win pole by 12 thousandths without owning the timesheet everywhere. Lay the whole order out as gaps to pole and the surprises jump out. Norris qualified 4 places better than his season average, a clear step forward for McLaren. But look who slipped. Antonelli, the championship leader, could only manage 4th, and Russell was down in 7th, both below where they normally sit. And Verstappen, he spun on his second Q3 run and still salvaged 6th, which tells you how much was in that car, same track. So teammate battles are the honest yardstick. And the widest gap at the sharp end is McLaren's. Norris nearly half a second up on Piastri, which is unusually big for them. Ferrari was tighter, Hamilton just over 2/10 clear of Leclerc. So while McLaren have the pole, it's Norris carrying that car right now, not the whole garage firing in unison. So here's your grid for Sunday, and there's a catch hanging over it. Antonelli sits 4th on the road, but he's under stewards investigation for the yellows after Verstappen's spin, so his slot isn't final and a penalty could shuffle him back. Around the Hungaroring, where overtaking is brutally hard, that front row is gold and Norris holds the aces. Watch the heat too. Race day is up near 33 degrees, so thermal degradation climbs, and whoever's kindest to their rear tyres wins the long game. Big movers to applaud. Norris up 4 places on his norm, and Alonso dragging that Aston into Q2. That's your qualifying picture. Now it's all about who converts. If you enjoyed that, hit subscribe. There's fresh analysis after every session.